Yo guys, 5900 here today to show you my PSP games. Just starting off, I have God of War, Chains of Olympus. I love God of War, I love the whole series. Chain of Olympus is something I was really excited to get into, and oh my god, was it such a great game. And I also have God of War Goes to Sparta, which is also a very great game. I don't think I can pick a favorite between these two because they are both such great games. And I actually had played through this one before at some point on the PS3 on the collection of the PSP games that got remade on the PSP. But it had been quite a while, so I didn't remember a whole lot. I was still very excited to jump into this. It was such a great experience on the PSP. I love having it as a portable game. Same with this. God of War is amazing. Next up we have Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, which I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, so this is honestly one of my, if not my favorite PSP game I have, because I have put so many hours into this. I've made so many different files, especially with Aqua. I really enjoy playing as Aqua, so I have a lot of files as Aqua, which I love personally because Aqua is a very awesome character. It was nice playing as a female for once, with a female Keyblader. That was the stuff right there. I mean, I'm not kidding you. It was amazing. And I have the HD remake of Kingdom Hearts 2 Birth by Sleep and the HD remake of the cutscenes or cinematics of Decoded. That's the name. The Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5 remix on the PS3. I have that. But seriously, guys, this is like the best PSP game I have. I would say it's the best one. There are some games that are very close tied to it, though. And one of those games actually is Star Ocean First Departure, which is a remake of the first Star Ocean game, which I never got the pleasure of playing. I think it's on the PS1. I haven't really checked a whole lot into that. I'm pretty sure it is on the PS1. I know there is one on the PS1. I haven't really checked into that a whole lot. But anyway, this is a very awesome RPG. This was my first step into the Star Ocean series. My first real step, because my first Star Ocean game I actually played was Star Ocean... Oh, I can't remember the name now. It's the PS3 game that I really didn't like. But this game is amazing. Great RPG. I love the old-style RPG feel it has, which, it's a remake, so it should have it, and it does, and it's very amazing. And, if you see the sticker, I got it for $9 thanks to my Pro Card, $10 without the Pro Card, and this is many years ago, 2012, end of 2012, Christmas of 2012. And, I'm sure it's probably about the same price now. Of course, I highly doubt you're going to find it in a case because, GameStop's dealing away with their cases on PSP games, but honestly, guys, if you can find this for cheap, definitely pick it up. It's worth it. If you are an RPG fan, JRPG fan, get it. It's awesome. Code Lyoko, Quest for Infinity. I'm a very big Code Lyoko fan. I love the anime, love the games. I have all three of the games. Code Lyoko on the DS, Quest for Infinity, and then Code Lyoko Follows Anna on the DS. Very amazing. This is a very great Code Lyoko game. Very great PSP game. Took me a little bit to actually beat this. It was worth it, though. I actually was very lucky to even find this because it wasn't supposed to be around my area, and it just happened to be at GameStop one day when I actually had to take some games back that I got from originally for the PSP right after I got my PSP because some of the games were at work and whatnot, and then trade and exchanging them out, I actually got this instead, which was very awesome. Next up is another game that I really love on the PSP, and that is Ratchet & Clank Size Matters, which, by the way, guys, there's no difference between the PSP game and the PSP version and the PS2 version. You can go with either one. It's just what you prefer to play on. PSP version, though, is very awesome. I love it. Like I said, there's no difference. You can get the PS2 version and it'll be just as awesome. But this game is very amazing. And honestly, I'm going to be honest. If you can get it from GameStop and you have a PSP, get the PSP. I know I just said it doesn't matter, but the PSP version is actually a heck ton cheaper than the PS2 version. Because Sorry. I'm assuming the PS2 version actually sold better. But, you know, I'm just saying, you know, if you want to buy the PS2 version, go for it. I'm just throwing that out there that this version is cheaper. It's the same game, so you're getting the same game. Manhunt 2. Now, I haven't played a whole lot of this one, I'll admit. I picked it up because I had heard a lot of good things about Manhunt 2. Some stuff about, you know, I got restricted or banned from countries for being too violent and whatnot and such. And, you know, I am a big horror fan, so, you know, I had to pick this up when I found it. Not very much at all. It was $6.29 with my Pro card, so probably like $6.50 or something. Very, very awesome. I mean, I played a little bit of it, and it's definitely a good horror game. I just kind of got stuck, and I haven't put it in for a while. It's not because I don't want to, it's just I haven't gotten a chance to. Atari Classics. Haven't played a lot of this, or I should say Atari Classics Evolved, sorry. This is a very nice game if you are an Atari fan, or if you just like playing older games in general. There is one thing, yes, there are over 50 unlockable Atari 2600 titles. To do that, you have to complete each of the objectives inside the games in this, which I haven't done personally, but I think that would be an awesome thing to do because I'm sure they have a lot of really awesome 2600 titles that I really do want to unlock them because I would love to have that. I would love to have Atari games on the go. That would be amazing. Next game is actually something that I had the first game in, but I had to exchange it because it didn't work, and that is Loco Roco 2. I played some of the first game, not very much, because the first, like I was saying, the first game messed up on me, which really, really sucked. But, oh my god, it was so amazing. Like, Loco Roco 2 was actually pretty fun. I highly recommend picking them up if you haven't already. They're very cheap. I got mine for, I'm sure not very much, like $2, $3. And I'm sure they're around the same price now, if not a little cheaper. Bomberman. Bomberman I haven't played a lot of, I'll be honest. You know, it's just traditional Bomberman walking around, blowing up the blocks and whatnot, the monsters with the bomb, and getting the power-ups and whatnot, which I find to be fun. So, would I recommend it? I would recommend it. I don't know how much it is nowadays. I can't even remember how much I bought it for, because it's been so many years ago, and there's no sticker, and I just can't remember personally for this one. But it's a good game, so if you can find Bomberman, look into it. Jak and Daxter: The Lost Frontier. I had been really wanting to play this game because I had heard that it was pretty good, and you know, it's another Jak and Daxter game. And I know there's a PS2 version, but you know, I picked up the PSP version because that's what I found. And you know, I even found it with the case, no manual, but I can live with that. From what I have played of this, it stays true to the Jak and Daxter series. Very, very awesome. I'm so glad we actually have this. I mean, I'm so happy we have this, guys. Really. So it's a good game from what I've played. I've played quite a bit of this. 3 or 4 hours in. I got stuck on one part, so it's not like I quit because I got bored. I just got stuck. But highly recommend picking this up. There are 4 loose games I'm going to get in after this one, and the one I'm about to show is actually the case is in really bad shape. It's a GameStop case. So I'm just going to show the game, and that is Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. I'd heard such good things about Crisis Core that I just had to pick it up when I was at GameStop, getting my huge PSP, like I was in my huge buying mood for PSP games. And I picked this up, and I was so not disappointed. It's such a nice game. I mean, it took me a little bit to get into it, but once you get used to it, it's such an awesome game. Now, I will admit, I have not played Final Fantasy VII. I know somewhat of what happens in that game, so I know the ending to Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, but you know, it's okay. I'm waiting to play Final Fantasy VII when I actually get a physical release, a physical copy. And yes, I know there is a remake of it coming to the PS4, but you know, I'd rather wait and get the actual PS1 copy just because I'm just like that. Next up is Luminous on the PSP, which is very, very awesome. It is a very great puzzle game, guys. I've heard the second one isn't as good as the first one. First one I got very cheap, $2.69 with the Pro card, $2.99 without it. very cheap game, very worth the price though. You should definitely check into this. There's also another Luminous game on the PS Vita that I don't remember the name of. It's also relatively cheap, like $10 or less. You should look into that too. I've heard good things about it. And like guys, this is a very awesome puzzle game. It's kind of like, I wouldn't really compare it to Tetris. You're basically matching blocks, like color blocks, and making a pattern of 4. It's very awesome. It's very nice. And I do recommend this game. Neopets. Pets Adventure. Another game I'd been really wanting to get my hands on. It was cheap, $2.99, $2.69 with card. And, you know, I just couldn't pass it up when I saw it because it's Neopets. I actually picked up this and Death Jr. on the same day because I actually had got Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Gates to Infinity, and Fire Emblem Awakening on the 3DS. And, you know, I was buying those two, and then I looked at the PSP games, and I found these, and I was like, oh, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and pick these up now. So I did that, and, you know, Neopets I haven't got a whole lot into. Seems like a lot of fun. Death Jr. I've played some of, and this seems also like a lot of fun. It's not that I just haven't played them. It's not like I don't want to, I just haven't. And the last game on the list, well, I guess I should mention that I have some PS1 games on the Vita, Spyro 2, Harvest Moon, and I also have Corpse Party downloaded, which I love. Freaking Corpse Party, such an amazing game. I love it to death. One of my favorite horror games ever. Such a great game. But I'm going to go on and just finish this video showing off the last game, which is the Third Birthday. Which, if you don't know, Third Birthday has the character Aya Bree from Parasite Eve. And Parasite Eve is a PS1 kind of like a horror RPG. The first game was more horror than anything, but it was very I can't think of the word, but the game is such an amazing game. Parasite Eve is awesome. I only have disc 1 actually because it's really hard to find for me out in the wild, but I'm okay with that. You know, I'll find disc 2 eventually, I hope, and the case and the manual and all that stuff. But Third Birthday is such a good game. I don't think it's as good as Parasite Eve from what I've played, but it is a really nice game, really nice PSP game. I highly recommend checking into it. I'm being serious, guys. Please check into it. And honestly, guys, if you guys should check out the box, like the actual case this comes in and everything, the manual, because seriously, that thing looks so badass. I am in love with that stuff. I wish I had it. Something I definitely want to get. I mean, I really want to get that stuff. But anyway, you know, very good game. This is actually one of the reasons I wanted a PSP in the first case. Besides Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, this is another game I really wanted, and I didn't get it up initially with the PSP. I actually found it a month or two later at another GameStop, but very awesome to have. And no, it's not in the actual case. It was like $14 or something, but very worth the price because it's such a great game. Anyway, though, guys, I'm going to end the video here. Make sure to like this video. Please comment and tell me some of your PSP recommendations. I love getting recommendations from people. Please tell me some recommendations. Like this video, subscribe to me if you want to see more game collecting videos, let's plays, reviews, all kinds of stuff. I'm working on some collaborations with some friends right now. Definitely check out those two. And yeah, I'll just catch y'all in another video. Peace.